Oh, for the love of... What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to episode number 7 of the F1 2021 driver career. And if you haven't already seen, this is going to be a wet feature race here at the Hungaroring. We've got a bright sprint race to look forward to, but this rain is going to be an absolute nightmare for me. So let's not prolong it any longer, let's jump right in to the feature race.
Welcome to the Hungaroring here in Hungary, just a short distance from Budapest. This is a circuit with a lot of history in motorsport. Which of our F2 drivers here today, I wonder, will add to that legacy? 14 corners here at the Hungaroring, 6 lefts and 8 rights. And in these conditions, there are a few places where it's going to be very easy for the drivers to run wide. Accidents are not uncommon here, so keep an eye out for the safety car at some point during the race. I'm joined by a man who's had many a wet race, Davide Valsecchi. Just how challenging will these conditions be out there on track?
Delighted to be here, Alex. Even in this weather, nothing will be easy for them. We may have standing water, which means visibility will be a worry. They just need to stay clear of the white lines and curbs. That can cause you a real problem when it's so slippery.
Here are the starting positions for today's race. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and it's Mick Schumacher in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Schwartzman, Ticktum, Callum Ilott, and Matsushita, Armstrong, Alesi, Dragovic, Pedro Piquet, Sato, Cohen, Jack Aitken, and Daruvala, Giotto, Joe, Mazepin, and Artem Markelov, Samaya, Galeo, Delatraz, and Roy Nissany completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
So here we are then on the grid, an absolutely sodden Hungaroring for today's feature race. We're starting down in P12 on the grid. It was a dry qualifying, I couldn't really do much from where I was. I fell quite way back in the last sector, but we got work to do. That means, so here we go down to 5 red lights here for the feature race at the Hungaroring, and we're underway. And it's once again another really poor getaway from us, as is the running theme in all of these videos. We've lost quite a few places going down to turn 1, but we can try for one mega dive bomb going down to the first corner. I can't actually see a thing. We've gotten incredibly lucky here to manage to get away without any damage, but as I say that, we've done minor damage to the front wing there. Going through turn 1 and out of turn 1, we've moved up into P8, so progress has been made off this start. We lost the place there, Dragovic on the left hand side. We're going to try and pull back in, try and not sort of squeeze him out, but we're going to try and get back around the outside, try and hold on to P8. He's still there. We go side by side, we just about get the better of him, and we move back up into P8. So decent start considering the wet. I cannot see a thing in these conditions. I'm literally going off where the driver name tags are at this point in the race, because they're all right in front of me. The spray kicking up is absolutely horrendous, not to mention the actual rain itself. We're currently running behind Matsushita and Armstrong, and we've got Matsushita's teammate Dragovic still behind us, trying to make that move to get back up into P8. There he tries to go around the outside of us. We're going to try and force him out, and we do, nice and clean there, as we chase down his teammate in the other MP Motorsport machine. I think that's MP, it should be. We've got our teammate Marcus Armstrong just in front. Now this poor qualifying has definitely been poor to us, or it's not good for us, because Tsunoda and Schumacher are up front, and I can't leave out Ticktum there as well. He's still 4th in the championship, but I forgot to mention that with Tsunoda taking pole, as you saw during the grid lineup, that means he got an extra 4 points to the championship, and he came in today being 4 points behind us. So the standings are now tied, meaning if he beats us today in this feature race, he will take back the championship lead. And after we worked so hard to get it at Silverstone last time out, if you haven't seen that episode, go and watch that now. There'll be a card up in the top right now. So moving out the last corner, Schumacher set the fastest lap. He leads the way at the end of lap 1. We go a bit wide there off the last corner. We're still second in the championship, so not much has been lost. So like I said, Tsunoda higher than us in the standings because of the fact he's higher in the race. We continue to hold off Dragovic until late on at the end of lap 2. We run a bit wide there. He's trying to go around the outside for some reason. Bit of a poor move if you ask me. He's opened the door for Pedro Piquet behind him. As we come through the last corner once again, we've almost run into the pit entrance, and that could have been really crucial for us, because if we'd gone any further down, we may have actually run into the pit wall, which wouldn't have been good. But Dragovic is trying to go around. He spun the car. Oh no! Poor Felipe Dragovic. He's been trying to find a way past us. We've been blocking left and right. Nothing too illegal. Alesi's out the session. Oh my days. That's just... Well, didn't expect that all to happen, but yeah, Dragovic was just trying to get past us. We were just defending, and he's gone for a move that hasn't paid off. He spun the car in the wet conditions. Aitken's trying to go around our outside now. In the process, though, that's wiped Giuliano Alesi out of the race. So bad luck for him to supposed to be caught up in that. We hold off Aitken here on lap 3. We're moving towards the end of the lap. We're still running just in front of Aitken, and we want to try and hold on to this position because Matsushita's 7 seconds in the distance. We want to try and hold on to this place because it'll mean we'll start on pole for the sprint race. But here comes Aitken on the inside. It's going to be crucial we don't lose this place. Going into turn 1, we've slid the car, and that's really poor there. We have carrying too much speed going into the corner. We've hit the back of Sato. It's hit the front of Sato's car, and Aitken's found his way past. We've got a warning for a collision with Marino Sato, and Jack Aitken has found his way past us, which is not good at all. And I'm driving like hell here to try and get back, but I forget that I'm in the wet conditions, so I fall back a little bit more, which could be costly to us. And you see how quickly Matsushita pulled away along with Armstrong, so that could be potentially scary when we able to get that place back. And if you look now, the start of lap 6, Aitken is now 6 seconds up the road, and we're battling Giotto and Sato going into turn 1. We're being very careful not to hit either one of them. We've forced Giotto way almost off the track completely there. Sato's currently boxed in, he's trying to make a move here, but here comes Giotto to the inside, going down towards the left-hander. We've definitely shut him off big time there. We've hit his car, and we've almost spun it around, but we've managed to hold on to 9th place because my logic here was thinking if I can't finish in the top 8, then I might as well finish in the next best place. Moving further on down to lap 8, we've only got a couple more laps to go now. Deruvala's now up into 9th. He's trying to go right, he's trying to go around the outside. We're going to shut him off there. Once again, very elbows out, aggressive driving, and that's something I'm slowly starting to become renowned for. During throughout this Formula 2 Championship. Obviously, we're still second in the championship, but I'm looking now to see if we've lost any more places to Schumacher or Tipton because they're still both on the podium. Moving on now to the start of the last lap of the Grand Prix. No DRS, but that's not us. That's no matter for Deruvala, who's trying to go around the outside going into turn 1. We're sort of shutting him off, we're giving him room at the same time. We've gone back high up the track, going into turn 1. We're just carrying just the right amount of speed so we don't skid over, running wide in the first corner. We've held off Deruvala. Here he comes now on the left-hand side, trying to make that move. We're still driving very aggressively. I'm kind of driving through white hot range here, which is kind of annoying. And you'll see quite a bit of that in the sprint race as well. They're coming towards the last couple of corners now. Schumacher's won the race. We've managed to hold on to P9, very frustrating. Jack Aitken finished 20 seconds ahead of us, which is, like I say, very annoying because we could have been starting on pole in the sprint race and could have made it to an easy victory. But here we are down in P9 until we started 9th in the sprint race. Similar to the opening round in Bahrain, but nonetheless, P9 and we've lost the championship lead, so a very dark day for us indeed.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A great win then for the Prema team today. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
Their biggest advantage was how well they seemed to manage their tire temp. There wasn't a lot of grip out there anyway, but it was even worse for the drivers if they couldn't keep the tires in the proper operating window. Keeping the tires warm was what gave them the advantage today, and ultimately was a big factor in their win.
It looks like it's time for the victory ceremony once again, as I can see the drivers beginning to make their way out for the celebrations. You can see it on their faces. It's another marvellous team win for Prema today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Yuki Tsunoda, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Guilherme Samaya. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Meanwhile, Prema have improved their position. A strong weekend for them as they fight their way to the top. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So there we have it then, P9, Mick Schumacher wins the race, he gets 27 points for the victory. Sonoda in second, he's pulled out a 16-point gap over us in the Drivers' Championship, so that's going to be something we have to work our way back. Fortunately, we're now going back to dry conditions for the sprint race. I have really high hopes for this one, despite the fact we're down in P9 on the grid. So we're going to jump into the sprint race, and hopefully it will be very fortunate for us indeed, and we can hopefully claw some of those points back in the Drivers' Championship. So here we go.
And we're back. After yesterday's feature race, the top 8 drivers have been reversed on the grid, setting up some exciting action as we launch into today's event, the sprint race. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, can we get some insight to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid?
Ciao Alex, it's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubts about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
We need a good result today if we want to catch Sonoda in the Drivers' Championship.
And those are some wise words from Jeff there, wise words indeed. We need to finish well today if we want a chance of catching Sonoda in the Drivers' Championship. It'll also come down to where he finishes. But like I say, we're starting P9 on the grid. We've got an opportunity for a really good race here if we can get off the line well. Go to 5 red lights now for the sprint race at the Hungaroring. Lights out and we are underway. And it's another poor start from us. I don't think we've actually had a good start at all this season or any rounds I've played on F1 2021 so far. Nonetheless, we've lost a place off the lines of Deruvla. We're going to go right for a dive into turn 1, and we're showing no holds barred action today here in the sprint race. We're desperately trying to claw back those places. We've already found our way past Sonoda, and we're up into P5 off the start, so that's 4 places gained in turn 1. Here we are closing down on Robert Schwartzman in the Kramer machine. Now, obviously, Kramer took second position from us at ART in the Constructors' Championship, and it's still very close between those 3 teams, so we're desperate to get it back. Schwartzman still ahead of us. We're essentially pushing him through the corners here, trying to force him wide, and there we go. No warning given by the FIA. He's gone way wide there off the track, so he's fallen back now, and that's going to allow Sonoda past him, which is what we wanted to do. But nonetheless, we're up into P4 now, and we're chasing down our teammate Marcus Armstrong. We haven't really had many battles with him on track so far this season. We've definitely outshined him at ART due to the fact we're up running for the Constructors' Championship. He's just about clawing the top 10. But nonetheless, we're still chasing him down. We're going to try and get that position away from him as soon as we can. It's a real shame there's no team orders, otherwise the team would probably understand I'm the one fighting for the championship. Marcus isn't going to hold me up too much though. We're going to dive down the inside, got to put it on the grass a bit. We've run wide, and that could allow him to get the pace back, and there he goes. Back up into P3, back up onto the podium. We want to try and get around him as quickly as we can to avoid losing any more time to Matsushita, and I think that's Matsushita and Jack Aitken in front of him. Yes, it is Nobuharu Matsushita in the lead. Moving on now to the second lap of the 7 that make up this sprint race. We're going to try and go for Armstrong again. Up the inside we go from a long way back. We went for that very late in the day, but nonetheless we found our way past, and that will get us back up into P3, so we've still got work to do here. Moving on now to the end of lap 2, we've coursed back up to Jack Aitken. We've set 2 purple sectors in a row, and that could be very good for us. We're definitely on course to set the fastest lap here. Here we come now off the last corner, looking to try and challenge Aitken. No DRS yet, but the slipstream is still there for us. Here we come towards turn 1, we set the fastest lap of the race. 3 purple sectors, 6.6 seconds faster than our previous time. We're going to go for a dive, similar to what we did in Armstrong in the last lap. And there we go, nice and clean once again, back up into P2 for the first time today. And now we're going to chase down Matsushita, who's just under a second behind. We're going to have DRS on him this time though, once we catch him. So here we come now, going towards the last sector and towards the back towards the end of the lap. We've got 3 more laps once this one though. We can pull to the inside of Matsushita going for the lead spot, and there we go, I've just taken it. So we're back up into the lead for the first time today in this Hungarian sprint race. Still second in the championship. Sonoda's playing there in 5th. We have to be very careful because Matsushita may come back at us later in this race, and indeed he does here on lap number 5. So we're going to run wide here. We have a crucial error. Matsushita's on the inside. We've got a better run into the corner, but we've wiped him out, and then we haven't wiped him out. We've wiped off half of our front wing, and that's definitely not going to be good because we're going to lose some. We're definitely not going to be able to turn as easily as we were before. So there we go, very nearly running wide there. We managed to control it. We had to slow up big time in order to make it through the last couple of corners. Matsushida's still behind us, so we're still in the lead. I'm not really sure what damage we've done to his front wing or any part of his car, to be honest. We're not sure if he's gonna have to pit or not. We're definitely not pitting. We're not giving in this fight. We're in the lead here. We're going to try and hold on to that lead as much as we can. So it comes to the last corner now. He's pulling inside, and there he goes off into the pits, and that's not what we wanted. Our reign of destruction throughout this race has only allowed Tsunoda to gain more places, and that's the reason why he's still in the lead of the drivers right now. So here we come now, midway through lap 6. Aiken's going to go for a challenge in the same place in that chicane. We've managed to hold him off just for the time being, but you can bet he'll have another run at us going on to this final lap. And here he comes now. He's going to have the DRS in his Campos machine going down towards turn 1, the last lap of the Grand Prix. He pulls out to the left hand side. We're going to give him enough space. We're going to try and force him as well, though, doing a bit of both at the same time. We've managed to hold him off through turn 1. We've gone over the curve a little bit. He's going to have DRS, and he's going to be able to come back at us once again coming down this next straight. I think we're just about to hold him off, though. But is he going to get close enough to make a move? We've gone over the curve once again, not close enough to make a move. We're going to hold on to the lead, and that's exactly what we wanted to do on the final lap of this Hungarian sprint race. So we come now through the last couple of corners, and this has been a very enjoyable race. I'm working my way slowly through the field, very aggressive, definitely a lot of elbows out driving, and we've very nearly lost this race multiple times. And there goes Aitken trying to go for one last push to the outside. He's unable to do anything. We're going to come off the last corner. He's not going to catch us. We're going to run to the line and take our second victory in Formula 2. Get in there.
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
A great win then for the ART team today. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here.
What a race, Alex. Every so often we get a spectacle like we did today. Less focus on strategy and time management, and more on just pushing it to the limits and battling it out for those top positions. I think what we experienced today is evidence of why Formula 2 is continuing to draw into crowds. And expect today's race will definitely be turning a few more heads to the series.
ART, the French team who have been racing since the 90s in various forms of motorsport, are once again back on the winner's podium today after a brilliant display of driving skill. And now, let's take a look at the driver's stand. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
For me, the RG driver was the best in the field today. They fought so hard and had incredible pace at times, so I don't think anyone did a better job today.
On to the teams then. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from ART this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So there we have it, second victory of the Formula 2 season, and that puts us right back up close to Tsunoda in the championship. But guys, that's where we're going to leave it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to smash the like button, go and subscribe to the channel, check out this video I'm recommending for you right here, check out the playlist if you're new, and with that I'll see you for the next video of mine. I'll see you later guys, have a good day.